Some mobile phone and computer users in Rwanda, especially those who live in Kigali and Huye cities, are afraid of experiencing repetitive stress injury to the neck caused by using these devices many times in their daily life. They request health experts to give them an advice because they hear that this may be a technological disease called text neck syndrome. In a testimony of Muneza Egide, a student from University of Rwanda, he suffered from text neck syndrome after attending university studies in year 1. He went through for a long period before deciding to see a doctor because he didn't know that he was suffered from text neck syndrome. But after he was treated and got advice of having new behaviors for using electronic devices, now he is in year 4.
This happened to me when I was studying in year 1. That time, my computer was not working. I tried to use a smartphone to study, bending a neck in it many times. It could depend on time. I could even spend over 10 hours per day in my smartphone. After that, I felt some symptoms like pain in the cervical spine, upper back, and headache, with something like depression. So, I went to a doctor and diagnosed it. And then, I got an advice. I stopped studying using smartphone because before I suffered with a pain in the cervical spine, upper back, headache because of spending long hours on phone. I have changed the behaviors. I may use it and spend at least 2 hours per day.
It is not Muneza only, because Radio Salus talked with other people who use smartphones and computers from Kigali and Huye cities in Rwanda, and they say that as they use those devices in their daily life, they face similar symptoms like those ones of Egide Muneza, such as repetitive pain in the cervical spine, upper back, and the shoulders regions.
For me, I may spend up to 8 hours to mobile phone. I can give you an example. In case I spend many hours on computer and smartphone chatting, I experience a headache.
For me, my body gets tired. First thing I experience, my sight become disturbed, as I have said, headache, and also I feel pain up back. The most affected part to me is the cervical spine. Today, nothing we can do to reduce this issue because we are already colonized by smartphones and social media.
Of course, this happens to me because I use computer in my daily life. These are obvious things. Sometimes I sit somewhere using these devices and feel pain in upper back, and it becomes difficult to move the cervical spine up and down because you feel the pain.
I use phone many times. Some days I used it and experienced bone pain of cervical spine here. I love it. It is not easy to stop using it. I wish you may advise me what I can do.
Dr. Dieudonné Dusabelulema, a rehabilitation specialist in the Department of Injuries and Disabilities from Rwanda Biomedical Center, RBC, says that text neck syndrome is a technological disease which is silently increasing in different developing countries and affect especially those who use electronic devices like smartphones and computers. He explains the symptoms of text neck syndrome and what health authorities in Rwanda are planning to fight against this new epidemic disease.
Text neck is a set of symptoms, especially in the cervical spine. So, this may reach to shoulders bones when they are at a high level. To differentiate its symptoms with others, it may require taking different tests. You may utilize specialized instruments such as CT scan or MRI. So, this is a technological disease. Let's call it like that. Where many people are being engaged in technology issues. So this is belonging to those ones who use computers and smartphones. Is concerned with how someone can behave in office or in other situation. For instance, Look how we bend our clavicle spines in our phones when we are on travel in buses. Even on the road, you may find people bending their clavicle spines in phones. So, taking long hours looking into those devices, this affects our muscles. When this happens many times, it can cause illness or disability. Today, this is a big issue, especially in youth.
Dr. Dieudonné says that the government of Rwanda have taken measures for this technological disease.
The government of Rwanda thought on that and sensitizes people to have ergonomics, to utilize those electronic devices in a good manner. I may remind those who are listening to us that in the department of NCDs in RBC, we are planning a special program of consulting people on how they can behave, and after that we plan to make a research on this disease and realize if in hospitals they are able to identify patients who have these symptoms. So in coming days we will update you the situation of text neck syndrome in Rwanda.
Health researchers link text neck syndrome with headaches, neurological issues, depression and heart disease. Dr. Sabe Sansimana, the Minister of Health in Rwanda, says, imagine the impact. If science believes that our heads on average weigh 7 kilograms and you spend more than 5 hours bending into your smartphone, it certainly damages your sight. We have this newly emerging disease called text neck, which is a neck pain or complication that we didn't know of in the past until recently. He adds that the proposed research on the text neck disease comes at a time when numbers of Rwandans owning phones, especially smart portable devices, is increasing as the country positions itself as a tech hub. Today, exact number of those who are suffering from text neck in Rwanda is unknown, as the survey is going to take place. According to Rwanda Population and Housing Census of 2022, 78.1% of population has mobile phones and risk to text neck syndrome. Research conducted by a team of National Center for Biotechnology Information in 2019 showed that in sub-Saharan African countries, at least 4.7% of males and 6.7% of females are affected by text neck syndrome. It is estimated that 75% of world's population is hunched over their handheld devices for hours, dial with their head flexed forward. Study of researchers like David, Giannini, Shalialeli and Mon, conducted in 2021, considers text neck syndrome as an emerging 21st century syndrome. Ergonomic trend indicates that if there is no typical measures against text neck syndrome, between 70 and 75% of world population will experience text neck syndrome in future. Christophe Wizeyimana, Special Report, Radio Salus.